The Renaissance. A French term meaning rebirth, marked a profound transformation in European civilization. This period, characterized by a revival of classical learning and wisdom, witnessed groundbreaking contributions across various fields. It was an era where new scientific laws were discovered, revolutionary forms of art and architecture emerged, and novel religious and political ideas began to take shape. Originating in Italy during the 14th century, the Renaissance reached its zenith between the 1490s and the 1520s, known as the High Renaissance. The movement then spread across Europe, profoundly influencing culture and thought. While the Renaissance is conventionally said to have ended with the sack of Rome in 1527, its ideas continued to resonate, shaping Europe well into the 16th century. Key figures of this era included the philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli, the astronomer Nicholas Copernicus, poets Petrarch and Giovanni Boccaccio, and the playwright we all know, William Shakespeare. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael epitomized Renaissance art, known for its adherence to classical ideals, grace, harmony, and beauty. The Renaissance was also a time of significant scientific and geographical discoveries, challenging medieval thought and opening new frontiers of knowledge. The period saw the invention of the printing press, the mariner's compass, and gunpowder. Innovations that would forever change the course of history. To the scholars and thinkers of the day, the Renaissance was primarily a time of classical revival after a long period of cultural stagnation. In the tapestry of human history, few threads are as vibrant as the birth of humanism during the Renaissance. This period, a crucible of cultural rebirth, witnessed the emergence of humanists, educators, and cultural figures who would shape the contours of modern thought. As a defining feature of the Renaissance, humanism marked a profound shift from the medieval focus on the divine to a renewed interest in human potential and classical antiquity. The Renaissance humanists, or umanisti as they were known in Italian, were not just scholars of a bygone era. They were architects of a new cultural landscape, drawing inspiration from the rediscovered texts of ancient Greece and Rome. The idea of rebirth, central to the Renaissance, suggested more than a mere revival. It implied a continuous growth and evolution of ideas and culture. This rebirth wasn't about replicating the past or reinterpreting it. Breathing new life into the classical ideas and merging them with contemporary thought was what this movement was all about. The Renaissance began in Italy in the 14th century, and it was a period where culture was seen as having been reborn from the perceived cultural drought of the Middle Ages. The culture of the Renaissance, inspired by and derivative of cultural antiquity, evolved from imitation to innovation. Shaping the very foundation of modern art, literature, and learning. As one delves deeper into a study of the Renaissance, one can see a canvas of human intellect and creativity on display. Painting a world that moved beyond the medieval constraints. It was a time when the human spirit, fueled by the legacy of classical antiquity, embarked on a journey of self-discovery and intellectual freedom. In the 15th century, Italy awakened to a cultural rebirth that would redefine society. This period, known as the early Renaissance or Quattrocento, marked a dramatic departure from the Gothic and Romanesque eras. Here, on the Italian peninsula, in the cradle of the Renaissance, artists embarked on a journey fueled by a blend of architecture, philosophy, theology, mathematics, science, and design. Their innovations, radical for the time, continue to influence art and society today. Revolutionary artistic techniques emerged, breaking away from the flat and two-dimensional styles of the past. Artists embraced one-point linear perspective, informed by mathematics and architecture. They experimented with rilievo staccato, a style of shallow carving, and used foreshortening, naturalistic detail, and proportion to bring their art to life. The use of chiaroscuro and trompe l'oeil created illusionary realities, captivating the viewer with their depth and realism. Techniques changed, but the subject matter of art also changed. Evolving beyond traditional religious narrative. Artists began to depict contemporary scenes and people, turning their canvas into chronicles of their time. Art became more than just a tool to show devotion to God, but a mirror reflecting society and its events. Humanism deeply influenced Renaissance art, emphasizing man's relationship with the world and the divine. This philosophy led to artworks that were emotionally expressive and individualistic, providing a more intimate experience for the viewer. The era saw a shift in patronage, with families like the Medici supporting artists to create historical and religious narratives in bold new ways, while trying to invoke the spirit of antiquity. Renaissance artists did not merely imitate the past, they breathed new life into it. Take Donatello's David, a life-size bronze sculpture from the 1440s. Unlike the traditional biblical portrayal, this David is rendered with sensual nudity and a contrapposto stance, a clear nod to the ancient Greek and Roman forms. This piece wasn't just a religious symbol. It was a political statement, an embodiment of human triumph over tyranny. Here, the humanist values of the Renaissance shine through, as artists began to draw from the ancient Greco-Roman art, while imbuing their works with contemporary significance. This period also witnessed a revival in architecture. Inspired by classical forms, architects designed buildings that combine the grandeur of Rome with the innovation of the modern age. The Renaissance saw the construction of domes, arches, and columns, resembling ancient structures, but with a newfound emphasis on symmetry, proportion, and harmony. The Renaissance marked a shift in the content of art as well. While religious themes remained prevalent, artists began to depict secular subjects, scenes of daily life, and portraits. This change reflected a growing interest in the individual and the human experience, a core tenet of Renaissance humanism. In essence, the Renaissance was a dialogue between the past and the present, a fusion of age-old traditions with contemporary insights. It was an era that not only celebrated the human spirit, but also reshaped it, leaving an indelible mark on the canvas of history.